We're diving deep into the world of one of the ocean's most incredible creatures, the humpback whale. And we're going to experience it through the eyes of the legendary biologist Sylvia Earle during an encounter that would really test everything she thought she knew about these so-called gentle giants.
Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some rookie diver. We're talking about an absolute icon of marine biology, someone with thousands of dives under her belt. And even she's admitting to feeling this profound uncertainty. You just know that whatever is about to happen is something completely different.
All right, Section 1, Into the Unknown. Our story kicks off in the warm, crystal-clear waters off Maui in Hawaii. I mean, it's the perfect stage, really, for this kind of meeting between one of our planet's greatest scientific minds and one of its largest and most mysterious animals. And this, right here, gets to the heart of the tension. Sure, we call them gentle giants, but Sylvia Earle reminds us of the raw physics of the situation. It doesn't matter how gentle the intention is when you're dealing with that much weight. 40 tons is 40 tons. A single wrong move, even an accident, could be absolutely devastating.
Which brings us right into Section 2, a collision course. The initial caution, well, it's about to turn into full-blown action, because one of these massive creatures starts to take a very, very specific interest in the divers. Can you just imagine that? You're just floating there, in this vast, endless blue, and then, from the depths, a shadow starts to form, a dark shape that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, until it resolves into something of an absolutely unimaginable scale. And this number really drives it home. 40 tons. To put that in perspective, that's like the weight of 6 adult elephants. It's a number that's almost impossible to really wrap your head around, especially when it's moving right towards you in the water. And here's the math that really puts it all into perspective. Earle actually figured the whale was about 800 times her size. That's not just a difference in weight. That's a whole other reality. A human being completely and utterly dwarfed. But here's the twist, right? Despite this terrifying size, the way she describes it is all about pure grace. Supple as an otter, a dolphin-like expression of good humor. This isn't some mindless monster rising from the deep. It's portrayed as this intelligent, almost playful being, which honestly just makes what happens next even more dramatic. And just like that, everything changes. The whale, which had just been kind of observing them, suddenly turns and heads straight for Giddings, one of the photographers. Earle literally calls it a collision course. The potential for disaster just became very, very real. So this is it. This is the climax of the story. Section 3, An Artful Giant. This is that moment of truth where the whale's entire reputation for being gentle is about to be put to the ultimate test. Okay, so the situation is critical. An animal that's 800 times the size of a man is swimming directly at him. You think a collision is pretty much unavoidable. So what happens next? I mean, just look at this image. It perfectly captures the impossible scale of this moment. The diver is just insignificant next to the whale's massive body. And yet, you don't see panic. You just see this profound sense of awe and wonder. And here it is, the stunning finale. There's no clumsy swerve, no crash. The whale artfully lifted its enormous pectoral flipper, a limb that's about the size of a small airplane wing, and it missed the diver by just inches. This was a deliberate act of incredible precision and control. So the takeaway here is pretty clear, right? This single breathtaking moment proved it all. That reputation for being gentle, it's not just a story we tell. It's a documented reality. As Sylvia Earle put it, they are, without a doubt, the gentlest of giants. But all of this begs a much bigger question. Why were they even in the water in the first place? You know, this incredible encounter wasn't just some lucky accident. It was actually part of a much larger mission. And that brings us to our final section, the deeper quest. You see, this whole dive actually marked the beginning of this really ambitious research project. It was about more than just seeing their grace up close. It was about systematically trying to understand them, their behavior, their songs, their entire lives. And this was a total dream team of ocean exploration. You had Sylvia Earle, of course, but also Roger Payne, the guy who first introduced the world to the haunting songs of the humpback whale. They were backed by huge organizations like National Geographic, and their goal was massive:
to unlock the deeper secrets of these amazing animals. And their research led to these really fascinating new ways of looking at them. Earle didn't just see a whale, she saw a floating island. Think about it. Their skin is a living, breathing ecosystem. It's a habitat for barnacles, algae, a whole community of smaller organisms. It's just a powerful reminder that one giant life form can support so many others. And that really sums it all up, doesn't it? That heart-stopping, beautiful moment with the whale wasn't just a random event. It was a product of the science. It was an intimate encounter that happened because these researchers were out there pushing the boundaries of what we know about the ocean. So we end here. The story proves their gentle nature with such breathtaking clarity. But it also opens up a much, much bigger question. I mean, if they're capable of that kind of awareness and precision, what else are they capable of? What other secrets are still waiting for us down there in the deep blue?